subscribe, hit the notification button, share button. Going live with a good friend of mine, Miss Chyna D. She's gonna pull up in a minute, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said earlier in the last post, man, I'm going live. I want to speak on. Well, I actually didn't want to speak on this T.I. situation, and I'm just specifically speaking on the indictment when he got caught with the guns or whatever before the BET Awards back in 2007, I think. It's 2007, October 2007. I got the paperwork pulled up, but yeah. So I'm just kind of really just speaking on that part because I have a friend that's in. Me and T.I. running some of the same circles. Like I've never really had a sit down and one on one with him, so I don't really know the cat like that. I think he's a cool cat though. Like I said, we run around in the same circles. We know the same people, have the same friends, so we always see each other. We always in the same room. But I'm usually in there with my camera. I'm working or whatever, and he working too. So I got a few friends, like I said, and I was speaking to them, and that subject kind of came up. And I think it was because it was bothering that person that this was just been, because it's been ongoing. You're talking, almost 15 years or something like that. Well, no, what has it been? No, it's been more than 15 years. Like it's probably like 20, 25 years, something like that. But I don't know. Let me do the math. That's not what I'm in. And it's just kind of bothering people. So I know some things that happened during that time. And I just, I'm gonna take the time to just speak on it, because of my friend's sake. Like I said, me and Tip, we run in the same circles. Like I don't really know him personally, but we see each other all the time. We're always in the same rooms. I'm just probably on different business than he is. You know what I mean? And but I was actually in prison. I was in Atlanta USP when he was arrested for the charge. And I'm gonna tell you something how it works. I actually had just got there. I was doing time at Beaumont USP, what they call Bloody Beaumont. It was a spot that was heavy on paperwork. Like it was just, that's where I learned about how the paperwork game worked in the penitentiary. And, I learned a lot about, the federal laws by going to the law library a lot. I was in a place where people, if your paperwork was messed up, like they was going to pull up on you. And they was going to check you. And, if you got it wrong out the way, shit got handled. And that's just the way it was. It was always like that throughout my bid. But I ended up getting transferred to Atlanta USP late 2006, something like that. So I was there in 2007 when he caught his charge, T.I. And we was big on paperwork then too. So I'm gonna be honest with you, like, because we was all in the TV room, we was waiting on the BET Awards to get started. Like the BET Awards was like a big thing in the penitentiary. So everybody in the TV room, we ready for BET Awards. But as we getting ready for it, up pop on the news, Tip did, woo woo on the news. So we was messed up about it because, the show was like one of our highlights. He was the hottest thing at the time. We was just proud to have somebody from Atlanta that was popping again. Because, before that was Outkast, then Tip came and did his thing. You know what I mean? So we was actually rooting for him. But when he caught that, we was like, oh, that man finna get 30 years, because they showed all the guns and whatever on the news. The whole penitentiary. We watched it as it happened. So Tip would have been like what we would have called a big fish in the penitentiary, right? So don't get it twisted. I'm not taking no sides or nothing. But at the time when he was arrested and he was going through the process, because we know the process. You got people that had life sentences, you know what I'm saying, for less. He had silencers and everything. So everybody was like, ain't no way he gonna wiggle out of that without telling. All right. We was all like that. We was like, we were sitting watching the clock to see what was gonna happen. So we knew about every time he went to the courthouse. We knew about, every move or every motion that his attorney put in. And, I actually got, I got his indictment pulled up. I also have, his judgment and commitment. This is from the Department of Justice. You know what I'm saying? You see right there from the Department of Justice. You can look it up. I'll put the link in below when we finish with the live. But, to be honest with you, we all, I ain't gonna say we all, because I wasn't like that. But it was people in there that was hoping he was a rat. We couldn't wait. Everybody, you had jailhouse lawyers that knew how to get the paperwork. So it was a type of situation like if a law got amended or changed, there was people that were in the penitentiary, they'll print it out and pass it around the yard that a certain law has changed and it might help your case for you to get out or get a life sentence off or whatever. So long story short, we was all watching this case to see what was gonna happen. Like it was like I said, it was people in there that was hoping he was gonna be a rat. But I gotta be honest, man. I gotta be straight up. When he got sentenced, we all got the paperwork, the whole yard. Now, I ain't gonna lie and say I sat down and just read every piece of paper. But when you're in the penitentiary behind that wall, you really don't have to. Or I didn't have to because there was a lot of people who did. And some people got them from different places. Maybe from this person, or somebody got somebody from the outside sending in. Everybody got the same paperwork, but from different places. And it was put out there. Like I said, I read a few pages, but it wasn't really none of my business. And he wasn't on the yard, so I wasn't really tripping off of it. But it was it just spread across the yard like, hey, he good. He good. You know what I mean? He good. They checked the paperwork, and this is basically what was shown to me. And the only reason I was able to even have access to seeing paperwork because I was from Atlanta. I was from the east side, so I'm from Georgia. We all together in there, so it was going to be somebody from the city to check his paperwork anyway. Look, Tip could have came in there and wouldn't have been no discretion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to be honest with you, I'm sure a lot of people don't know this. Right before I got to Atlanta, well, not right before, but a little bit before I got there, T.I.'s artist Alpha Omega was there. Now, I wasn't there, like I said, but this is what was told to me. And usually people don't just put lies like that on nobody. But, they said that they ran him up because his paperwork was out. And, we all know about what happened because that was then, it's all over YouTube anyway. It's all came out, the guy he testified against and all that stuff. He even admitted that his paperwork was hot. And I'm talking about Alpha Omega. Now, don't get me wrong, I heard about Alpha Omega in the streets way before Tip. Alpha Omega was a real gangster now, so I ain't gonna put that bone on him that he was soft and nothing like that. But they did run him up. They ran him up, and so long story short, like if Tip had to hit the yard and his paperwork was fucked up too, like niggas was gonna handle their business. You know what I mean? You got people who had life sentences. They ain't had nothing to lose. You got people that was ready to get shipped to another prison anyway. Like that would have been a token for Tip or for them. You know what I mean? So to make a long story short, this particular case, the firearms case that happened in 2007, I know people are looking at the mandatory minimums of his case. Now I'm gonna read something from that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it from here. I'm gonna read it from here. Now, Mr. Harris has now admitted that he is guilty of the serious federal firearms offense with which he was charged, said David E. Namias, I don't know who that is, United States Attorney for the North District of Georgia. The next step is to determine the appropriate sentence. Now, when you're reading this paperwork, right? When you're reading this paperwork, you got to slowly read each word because it's all about the language when it comes to the court system. This is what I learned. I learned this early on. It's about the language they use and how they word things. That's very important. That could win your case or that could lose your case just by missing the wrong word or using the wrong phrase. All right, so he has asked, and we and the court have agreed that his sentence be deferred for a year to allow him to perform a unique and extensive program, at least 1,000 hours of community service, and at least 1,000. They didn't put that in there, but and at least 1,000 hours of community service. That service will focus on using his high public visibility and his talents and life experience to tell at-risk young people about the mistakes he has made and to educate them about the dangers of violence, guns, gangs, and drugs. Now, I'll tell you what that means. That means he was out on bond at this time. That means they were going to use his celebrity status to promote nonviolence to the youth, to promote no drug activity, or just to promote to the at-risk youth. Like, this is not cool to do. Now, that's what that means. They're going to use that, and he has to do it before he goes to prison to serve his year sentence. Now, let me keep going. If Mr. Harris performs as expected, now, mind you, that's all they're asking him to do is community service before he gets the year. If Mr. Harris performs as expected, his efforts and ability to reach and influence a large number of young people should prevent and deter at least some of them from committing crimes that endanger their communities and ruin their lives. Now, believe it or not, everybody in the penitentiary is on that right there. They know that they made a mistake in the community and they really want to come home and correct their wrongs. But it's a lot of people that got life sentences. They ain't never coming home, and it is what it is. But everybody wants to come home and rebuild their community. And everybody who gets messed up and makes a mistake and goes to prison because they did something stupid, they want to go home and show the young at-risk youth, that I want to do that. I'm doing that now. Been doing it, right? So this has nothing to do with snitching. I'm looking at the judgment committee. This is his deal. Just do community service, and we're going to use your celebrity status. Remember, this is 2007. He the hottest thing rapper popping. He Drake in 2007. He who is Drake and 21 Savages right now in 2007. He's a pillar in the community. He's already giving back. And also, if y'all, those who know that was, in tune back then, and it's in some of the court documents as well, he was getting a bunch of death threats. I think he had just lost his cousin to got violence, trying to, protect him or something like that. There was a lot going on before this actually happened, right? All right, let me continue reading. Preventing crime. Now this, hey, share, like, share, subscribe, right? Because this is the sentence. This is the sentence that's gonna fuck the whole shit up. Like, give me a like something, man. Give my like something, man. Give my likes up. Give my shares up. Or what Chyna? I need Chyna here for this. Let me see this shit. Let me get Chyna up, man. All right. So yeah, get them likes. So y'all, man. This is the sentence. This is the one right here. This is the one right here. This is gonna tell it all. These are federal documents. You can look this up on US DOJ Department of Justice.gov. All right. Y'all check that out. Y'all got it screenshot? All right. All right. Preventing crime. Right? This is his deal. Preventing crime is an important law enforcement objective. All right. Listen, you got to read slow so you can understand what's being said. Preventing crime is an important law enforcement objective, one that we expend considerably time that we expend. That's what they put. Considerable time and resources trying to promote with a dash, and one that, if accomplished by a defendant, merits a sentence reduction, just as we would commonly reduce sentences for defendants whose assistance leads to another conviction. Let me read that again. Preventing crime is an important law enforcement objective, one that we expend considerable time and resources trying to promote, and one that, if accomplished by a defendant, merits a sentence reduction, just as we commonly reduce sentences for defendants whose assistance leads to another conviction. Now, those who don't know what that just said, that means if he does this community service like we want him to, meaning do a Crime Stop commercial, you know what I'm saying? And he did a bunch of other stuff that people are not talking about. He had community service. He had to do this before going to prison, right? If he does that, they will reduce his sentence just as we commonly reduce sentences for defendants whose assistance leads to another conviction. So they basically telling you he didn't snitch, but we gonna give him the same deal as we would a snitch. It's black and white. Last sentence right there, black and white. Department of Justice. This is clear and uncut. Like, first of all right, here goes something else. Let me speak on this as well. Let me move forward. We're gonna come back to that though. That's an important sentence. They clearly state that Department of Justice. This is Department of Justice. This is not the indictment. This is the judgment and commitment. This one is mine. This is my judgment and commitment right here, right? So this is what I had to do. This is what I had to do. Mine real short. And it'll tell you if you're a snitch, you got a 5K1. If you got a Rule 35, we can talk about all that day. My supervised, this is all my paper. I got mine, right? So when you read that, it makes it very clear that he got sentenced the same as a snitch would, but only if he did community service, which consisted of doing a Crime Stopper commercial. Not that he stopped any crime. We don't know that. We don't know that. He didn't do it through a commercial. We know that, and I'm just speaking on how the streets of Atlanta look at it. Because I don't see nobody from the age speaking up about it. And like I said, I don't know the brother. We be in the same rooms, we know a lot of the same people. We know of each other, but we have never, I'm not being biased here. I'm just speaking what's on black and white. You feel me? And it was a lot going on during that time. It was a lot going on. What big Chyna? I seen you pop up, Chyna. Try it again. So yeah. All right. So let me fast forward, because this is also something. This is also something that people are not speaking on. This is the same paperwork, judgment and commitment. On October the 10th, 2007, Harris arranged for some bodyguard. Oh, no, I'm way ahead. I'm too ahead. Well, sorry. All right. All right, here we go. One of Harris, October 2007, one of Harris' bodyguards purchased 9 firearms for Harris at his request, right? The bodyguard delivered these firearms to Harris at his residence in College Park, Georgia. Harris took possession of the firearms and placed some or all of them in a hidden compartment inside a closet in his bedroom, right? Do I need to read that again? I guess I probably do. October 2007, one of Harris's bodyguards, all right, purchased 9 firearms for Harris at his request. 9 at his request. The bodyguard delivered these firearms to Harris at his residence in College Park, Georgia. Harris took possession of the firearms and placed some or all of them in a hidden compartment inside a closet in his bedroom. On October the 10th, 2007, Harris arranged for the same bodyguard to pick up $12,000 in cash from Harris's bank. Harris told the bodyguard to use the cash to buy machine guns for him. Later that day, the bodyguard was arrested by ATF agents after he purchased 3 machine guns for Harris and also bought 2 silencers to deliver to Harris from an undercover ATF agent. So his bodyguard actually did the purchase of the guns. For those who didn't know, um, let me continue. The machine guns, and then he was arrested by the ATF when he bought the guns and silencers. So the bodyguard is the one who bought the guns and the silencers, but allegedly he used Harris's money. Allegedly, the machine guns and silencers were not registered to the bodyguard or to Harris in the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Record, as would be required for a lawful purchase of machine guns and or silencers. Right. So, long story short, according to this, allegedly T.I. gave money to his bodyguard to go purchase some guns. Right. Bodyguard goes to purchase the guns and the silencers and was arrested by the ATF. The guns was not bought legally, meaning it was not registered with the National Firearms Registration. All right, so it was bought illegally. We don't know who he bought it from. Well, no, it says right here, an undercover ATF agent. They were purchased from an agent. So the bodyguard actually bought the guns from the agent. All right. After the bodyguard's arrest, the bodyguard agreed to assist the ATF. So, and like I said, it's been on my mind for some years. Like y'all calling the wrong person to snitch, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It was the bodyguard who actually got caught and told on tip. He advised the ATF agents that and they do not have the bodyguard's name here. They do not have the bodyguard's name here. Um, so yeah, the bodyguard, the bodyguard got arrested and assisted the ATF. Just click the link. All right. Anyway, all right. This was the first the agents knew of Harris' involvement, and they then followed the evidence. The bodyguard made several monitored, recorded telephone calls to Harris, and the bodyguard agreed to meet in the parking lot of a public shopping center in Midtown Atlanta, and that's where he got arrested. The meeting was arranged for the afternoon of Saturday, October 13, 2007. Harris arrived at the shopping center driving a Range Rover sports utility vehicle with a female and a male passenger side. In the passenger side, the bodyguard got into the back seat of the Range Rover and showed Harris the machine guns and silencers which the bodyguard had carried. What? Which the bodyguard had carried to the meeting in a duffel type bag. Oh, okay, okay. Harris asked the bodyguard, "Is there anything special I need to know?" Harris, the bodyguard, then discusses a semi-automatic, fully automatic functioning of the machine guns. Harris inspected the weapons and noted that the silencers were designed for no flash, no bang. So, long story short, the bodyguard became an informant. He sounded like Marvin Gaye at the finals. You're right. All right. What up, big D, man? Make sure you share, hit the like button, man. Chyna trying to get in here. She can't figure out how to get in here. Um, There we go. There you go. What up, Big China? How you doing, China?
All right. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Just going over this tip situation.
Oh yeah, with his case and guns back in the day.
Yeah, I just actually started. I read through a lot of the paperwork. I got the actual black and white.
Oh what?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Let's get to the actual factual then.
The actual factual. That's all we do around here, man. Recently he tried to throw a paperwork party, and those who are not familiar with a paperwork party, that's a common term in the penitentiary, for sure. Uh,
hmm
where if somebody accuses you of being snitching, then you'll call a paperwork party. And that means everybody come out with their paperwork. Everybody who think I'm a snitch, everybody who don't think I'm a snitch, everybody come bring their paperwork. But especially the person who accuses me of being a snitch, you got to bring your paperwork too.
Right.
So, and we get on. It's usually met on the yard or maybe somewhere in a unit, and we just go through. We all
What?
we all go through each
Yes.
paperwork,
Yeah.
and we decipher if you got a 5K1 or Rule 35, which basically means you're working with the people, or you gave up somebody to make an arrest or and a conviction.
hmm
But that's what a paperwork part. See, I pulled one at his new restaurant. Shout out
Yeah,
to
I
the guy.
saw that. I
Yeah,
saw that.
you ever been to the restaurant?
No, I ain't been to the Trap Cafe yet. I'm gonna
Oh,
go though. You know I'm working on. So
yeah,
soon as I get that, China finna be around the city, baby.
hey, you already know. You already told me. I already know what's going on.
Mhm.
But no, I was actually I had been
Yeah.
holding back because I was locked up when he came through there.
hmm
So I was in the penitentiary. I was in Atlanta USP when he got arrested. We was actually in the TV room getting ready to watch the BET Awards, and like his performance was like one of the biggest things. What you drinking?
mm
What you drinking?
Oh, goose. Goose and ginger ale.
Hey,
Hold on, let me plug up my other phone because I'm gonna need to be.
nah, nah, you good? I got people trying to get in here anyway. Trying to watch. I gotta send links to a couple people. Um, yeah. So yeah, I was actually in there when he got arrested, and we all was watching the case. Like we all wanted to see what the outcome was gonna be. Like it wasn't no. We. I'm telling you, it was a few people in there that actually wanted to see him come up as a snitch. Like because we in Atlanta, people couldn't wait to call home. Like, hey, Tip, he a rat.
Yep,
Tip, he a rat.
snitching. Yep.
Yeah, and they couldn't wait to do that. You know what I mean? But when the paperwork hit the yard, and he didn't even hit the yard. The paperwork hit the yard before he did. He didn't come to Atlanta. I think they sent him to like Arkansas. So he didn't actually come on the yard in Atlanta. He got arrested, and I guess he was in the holdover, and then he bonded out. But when he turned himself in, he had to turn himself in Arkansas or something like that.
Yeah.
But he didn't do time in Atlanta. But we got the paperwork, and we was looking for it, and it didn't matter where he went. If he was the police or
Everybody got access to that shit.
right,
Any prison.
yeah, yeah, we would have found out what press he went to. Would have made a call up there. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But I just told the people like I can't say that happened, and I was there. So and I seen some of the paperwork. I didn't read all of it back then, but everybody else did. Like it was paperwork coming from everywhere. People got it from this source. People got it from that source. People got it in from the living room, in the visiting room, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So it's public information.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All that shit's public information. All of mine is public information. I was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
You
it's public
know,
information. That's why he said bring
especially
out the paperwork. I saw T.I. on the gram with his paperwork in the ad, the restaurant.
yeah, he
I'm
actually
pretty sure if it wasn't valid, he wouldn't be doing all that.
yeah, 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 because and that's the actual term. You know what I saw him do at the restaurant that night? I saw him do something that he probably actually did on the yard because that's how you gotta come. Like if
Yeah,
you
what
ain't
was that? What do you do?
I'm saying like he did at the restaurant, how he had the paperwork.
Oh,
Like,
the paperwork. Oh, okay, yeah.
woo, 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 you know, all that. Like you literally damn near got to do that on the yard, especially hit the yard and people throwing a rumor that you know, you hot. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to save face. And then plus he T.I., you know, I'm sure he had to put a little extra sauce on it. You know what I'm saying?
Extra money too, goddamn.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about when he went to prison.
Oh.
When he went back to prison. But
they be trying to keep them away from like general population and shit though. So he probably wouldn't even made it. They probably had his ass locked in solitary confinement, like they doing that other boy.
He was on the yard where he was in Arkansas. He was on. Yeah, we had got word like what was going on with him. We wanted to hear that too. Like, did y'all come up? Did y'all check his paperwork? You know, even though we had already had the paperwork, still everybody was like, you know, what's up with Tip? And like I told everybody, I don't really know Tip personally, but we do be in the same rooms all the time. Tip was locked up with my homie Mac. He was his security in prison. That's the last time he was in. Oh, that's the second violated. That's when he went back. Yeah. So he had security in prison, big?
You know he did. You know that boy has security. Like you said, he T.I., he got money, niggas in there hungry, you know what I mean? Shit, he finna come in.
Yeah,
come
big.
on, you know.
He had security in that thing, man.
Yeah, security.
Now, that's the first. I ain't that one, you know. But I can believe it though. You know, you a guy like that, you got to pay, especially like if you on the yard. Yeah, because you're on the federal yard, so you got people from everywhere. You got DC cats, you got Baltimore cat, you got LA cats, you got the whole California. You got all type of wild people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, I'm sure, it was people that didn't give a fuck if he was rat or not. You know, they was gonna try to extort him or whatever.
They gonna try him. They gonna try him.
Yeah, he was a small guy back then. You know, you can't. Look, them guns didn't go in with you.
Okay, you gotta fight for your life, huh?
Yeah.
That motherfucker fight.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, I went over some of the paperwork and I basically let me read this one sentence for you. And you tell me what you think, right?
Okay.
All right. It says preventing a crime. This is his paperwork now. This is his deal. This is his deal that he got.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Preventing crime is an important law enforcement objective, one that we expend considerably, we meaning the Department of Justice, that we expend considerable time and resources trying to promote, and one that, if accomplished by a defendant, merits a sentence reduction, just as we commonly reduce sentences for defendants whose assistance leads to another conviction. What did you hear?
A whole bunch of convictions.
Let me read it again. I know that goose probably kicking in.
Nah, nigga, it ain't even the goose, the weed shit.
I don't know them.
The weed, you know how that do. Go ahead, do it one more time. Read it one more time.
One more time. Crime is an important law enforcement objective that we, as in the Department of Justice, expend considerable time and resources trying to promote. Okay. And one that, if accomplished by a defendant, merits a sentence reduction, just as we commonly reduce sentences for defendants whose assistance leads to another conviction.
Oh. So, yeah, that right there pretty much is a description of pretty much how the situation got handled or what happened.
Yeah.
Already.
So, and we gave a deal.
Right.
Yeah, that we would have snitched. But they basically saying he didn't snitch. We just gave him a deal like a snitch.
Deal. Yeah. That's what I heard already from the beginning.
Right. I mean, the last part of the sentence says it's all like the defendant merits a sentence reduction, just as we commonly reduce sentences for defendants whose assistance leads to another conviction. They're not saying he did.
Right.
We giving him a sentence like he did.
Right.
Which is really a catch-22. You throwing him in the fire. You know what I'm saying? He got to go through all this paperwork to explain shit. And you got people that can't even read trying to explain this. You know what I'm saying? So
people don't even know about that shit.
Yeah, so like really, them people put him in the fire. You know what I'm saying? But they gave it to him on the merit that he performs at least 1,000 hours of community service,
Oh, okay.
or he could get sentenced. He had to do the community service. That alone is rare. Doing community service before you get sentenced. You feel me? But this is right here. That's what he had to do. So, which includes, of course, the famous Crime Stopper commercial. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Oh,
know.
I think I remember him doing a lot of work, you know what I'm saying, being
Yeah,
out there. Yep, that was his community service hours, I believe now, that you brought that up. Because I really didn't follow that, to be honest.
yeah,
I
yeah.
knew
Well,
he had got caught with some guns, and then later, everybody was saying he didn't do that much time for all them guns he had and so
yeah,
forth like that. But I just wasn't really like into it. You know what I mean? I'll
yeah,
just be hearing like pieces of what's happening
yeah, yeah.
when it
Now,
was happening.
when you behind the wall, like that's like a big thing, especially when it's somebody that got a name.
Yeah, exactly. And you thinking they finna come up in there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, because that's the first thing we said. That homie finna come hit the yard. He gonna
Yep.
they gonna keep him in Atlanta. That's what we was thinking.
Yep.
But
Mhm.
we, sometimes Department of Justice they move people for safety reasons or whatever. So I guess they sent them to way out there in Arkansas. But we got the paperwork and I'm not taking sides. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the only reason I'm bringing this to the forefront is because I have a friend. She's part of their family, part of their circle,
Yeah.
and she's been kind of bothered by what was going on. You know what I mean? And I kind of just mentioned what I kind of knew, and she was basically like, "Man, you need to speak on that because like Tip might not even know that type of stuff because you got to remember his lawyer was handling everything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's probably a lot of stuff he don't even know that happened. You know what I mean? That
Yeah, his
we
lawyer.
right.
But he tell his lawyer put it in the lawyer way, the lawyer sense of the way what he told him. And, I'm pretty sure they did have some type of communication, letting him know what he got to do, and
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I be looking at a lot of people like taking deals and even the ones that snitching or whatever, they get the snitching deals or whatever. Well, no, I ain't gonna say that because most snitches they're gonna have to get on the stand and do statements and shit like that. But most of these deals that cats be getting, it's the attorney that's getting the deal. I
yeah.
sent a pic of him and Tip to your IG, but to the penitentiary. Hold on, let me see. Oh my god, he done sent a picture of him and Tip in the penitentiary.
Somebody said that in the comments.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm finna see what he talking about. Where'd you send it? Big D. You sent it to which Instagram did you send it to? 'Cause you know Leylo got a bunch of Instagram. But so yeah, the word is that he had a bodyguard while he was on the penitentiary yard, which I can believe that.
yeah, I can believe that too. He has somebody looking out for him. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
And he from Bankhead. He know niggas already in there.
yeah, yeah,
Ain't nobody gonna let nothing happen to Tip. Or
yeah, yeah.
nothing happen to him.
Nah, I can't say that. Like I'm telling you, like if his paperwork was like fucked up like that, you know, he might have wouldn't have came on the yard. You know.
I told you he would have been in solitary confinement. They would have
Yeah,
not even let.
yeah,
They would have felt like it was, they gonna keep him. He would cause drama. He would cause trouble. Niggas trying to get at him and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh, he said, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. He said they took a picture when they got out. When he got out.
Oh, he
But
got out.
yeah, yeah. But nah, that's like I said, I got a friend that's just close to the family, and they say it's just been really bothering them because they've been talking about this shit for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it
I
ain't got.
think when that man pulled out that paperwork, that shit has just sealed the deal. Nobody ain't say shit. Ain't nobody saying shit about the paperwork. Pretty much that's an admittance that they know what he probably saying is true anyway. You got what I'm saying? So
Well, let me ask you this,
he
right? They switched it to him snitching on his cousin.
That's what I was gonna say something about. Cause I only saw Boosie, a clip on Instagram where he was talking about he put it on his cousin and so forth and on and on. I really don't know what's going. I be looking at that shit, but I be trying not to even get like too into all that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always got beefing or doing something on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't either. Like I said, I didn't even want to do this. Like, but my homegirl, she was just, like I said, it bothered because she close to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She more close to Tiny than anything. I think it bothers
Tiny real. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she Tiny real. You know what I'm saying? I think it bothers Tiny too, and not to mention people forgetting that, or they maybe not paying attention that T.I.'s son and Boosie's son are good friends. Like they all together. Yeah, they're always together. So
yeah, cause Tip and Boosie used to be cool, right? I mean, as far as I remember.
Yeah, they was cool until this situation just popped up.
Boosie said that shit.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into what Boosie said. Like I said, I'm not here to take sides. I'm just speaking really about what I actually know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That could be a publicity stunt going on.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Shit.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. That could be a publicity stunt on both sides. I don't know. Who knows? But I just know that it's effective, especially to the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's affecting the kids. It will affect kids because, like I said, both of these sons are good friends. Mm-hmm. So, you know how them young boys get. You know what I'm saying? You never know where that shit might go. You know what I mean? You feel me? So I'm just trying to,
I feel you, but I don't think it's gonna go no further than what it already done went.
I mean, I hope not. But we both grew up in an era where that shit could go anyway. You know what I'm saying? Even the parties involved grew up in that era. So
yeah,
sometimes you just gotta. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to nobody that don't need to happen. So that's why I'm speaking on the part that I know about.
Right.
Trying to help them clear that part up. Like it clearly states.
He already tried to clear it up though. People when they saw it, they saw. Yeah. What he say? What was understood don't need to be explained.
Yeah. Well, no, not out here. Like it's different out here. Like people see in the penitentiary, we call that putting a bone on somebody. That makes you a target. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't clear it up, you're gonna always
that rat shit.
Yeah, you're gonna always be a target if you don't clear it up. You can't sleep good at night in the penitentiary. Until you get that paperwork. Like when I went to bar, my first spot was Bloody Beaumont, right? When I got sentenced, that's the first place they sent me to, Bloody Beaumont in Texas. And when you get off, they told me before I got there, have your paperwork in hand, bro. Have your paperwork in hand, please. They like for your safety, have your paperwork in hand. Yeah, no, this is a true story. Yeah, so as soon as I got there, matter of fact, I still got my paperwork. I still got all my paperwork.
Up the key before he went to jail, he was hanging with my cousins on the south side. Then, what is it?
This nigga D tell a new story. We don't even know. We might need to get Big D on.
That's what I was gonna say. He know more than us.
Yeah, he know more than us. Like I said, I don't know Tip like that. We just run in the same circle, so we see each other all the time. You feel me? But yeah, when I hit the yard at Bloody Beaumont, like this was my first time in prison. Like I've been to jail 50 times, but this is my first time I really got convicted. And
like went to prison.
Yeah. So when I got there, it was like the projects.
How much time you did? You did a dub?
Gave me 100 months.
How much?
100 months. That's
8.5. What's 100 months? 5 years?
8.5 years. No, 60 months is 5 years.
Oh, okay, 6 months. Okay.
Yeah, they gave me 100 months. Right here.
Right, yeah.
This is the only charge I had. Bank robbery. Regular bank robbery.
What you do? You went in there with
I ain't did nothing.
A note? No. Nigga went there with a note,
no, I didn't. I wasn't there.
I was just fucking with you.
No, I was there. I wasn't there. Somebody A bunch of people just put my name in something. But it's public record. You can go get it. I could send it to you. You can read it. But yeah, a bunch of people just put me in something, and 2 of them was gonna testify against me when I was gonna go to trial. So I just said, "Fuck." I took a deal. You know what I'm saying? I laid it down. I was the last one to get arrested, by the way, on my indictment. So, by the time they got me, there was too many stories out there already.
How long you been home?
I've been home 10 years now. Well, I had to go back in 2015. I violated, so I went back for a year, just like Tip did. I went back, but I've been home 7 years now. And I just been doing all good stuff. Giving back to the community. I got my own film festival, made a few movies. I've been helping a bunch of other people make movies. I'm editing right now. I'm finna drop this Blue Flame video. Yeah.
About zip weed, hit the club, pay for about 10 niggas to get in. We crunk, lit, any bitch.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, but yeah, I'm gonna drop this Blue Flame video in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been doing. Just trying to give back and trying to help fix things that I helped destroy.
Yeah.
When I was young. He said, I remember you got a lot. What did he just say?
He said something.
I remember
producer.
You got a lot accomplished while you was on vacation. Yeah, I remember I put out a mixtape while I was in, because I had a bunch of music that I had never put out. So rest in peace, Jake Black, man, my nigga, my producer. I was able to keep in touch with him, and he put together the mixtape. I got the artwork done while I was in there. I think that's when MySpace first came out. Because when I went in, there wasn't no social media. Like, I don't even know.
What was that? 07? When Facebook came out? 07?
I don't know. I was already in, so I don't even remember. But when I went in, I remember it wasn't on Facebook, it wasn't on YouTube, it wasn't on Twitter, it wasn't none of that stuff.
None of that shit.
Nah, nigga, we couldn't even get on. We could barely get on the internet on our phone.
Nigga, man, what about when you had to get somewhere and wasn't no navigation?
Navigation?
What? You had to navigate your ass around this motherfucker to find out where you going.
My mind, like, we had to remember what way to go.
Yeah, for real.
Like, there was no GPS. Like, you had to remember
GPS.
Yeah.
I'm talking about no GPS days. You just got to know. You got to know where you going. You got to figure it out.
Hey, I remember getting jobs. Like I think I worked at Domino's or Pizza Hut before, delivering pizzas when I was young. And I remember buying the big ass maps.
Not the map.
the map
Not
book.
the map.
Yeah, you remember we had the map book? So I had to, every time I want to deliver a piece of address, I had to look it up on the map where the address was and follow the map. So I'm driving, looking at a map. That was our GPS, the map.
Not me. I just stopped. Hey, do you know what's so here? You got to remember. They be like, what you got to do? You got to go down here to the left, go straight, bust a left, keep straight, bust a right, like them type of already. And then by the time you get in the car, you like, damn, the nigga said, damn, make a left or a right. Then your ass had to bust a left, and you should have went right. And then you get lost, and then you end up finding your destination soon, though, when you get there.
For sure. Hey, but look, I'm gonna play something for you, right? And I want you to tell me what you think. Just tell me what you hear. And this is basically Tip admitting that he snitched on his cousin.
Yeah. Pull us over. I have a gun. Why are we going through the court process? And so we caught no gun case. 2 died. And my lawyer said, well, I can make everything go away if it was Tremel's. After he had passed, I had a talk with him. What you say? She said, I take all the charges you got. If you can walk away free and put it on me, goddamn right.
So is that what boys giving you shit about because you put it on?
No, hell no.
Okay.
Don't nobody even know about that. I just volunteered.
That's a real cousin right there. I fuck with his cousin.
Yeah.
His cousin said, you could just get why not? Why not? You know who getting the money? He gonna take care of your cousin, you know what I'm saying? I would have did it too. Fuck out of here.
No, his cousin is dead.
But how did he tell him that he dead now? But how did he tell him that?
That's what he said. He said he heard. He said he had a talk with his cousin while he was dead. That's what he said.
Why the cousin was dead?
Listen to it again. Yeah.
Okay. I have a gun. Why are we going through the court process? And so we caught no gun cases. 2 died. And my lawyer said, well, I can make everything go away if it was Tremell's. After he had passed, I had a talk with him. What to say? Say, I take all the charges you got. If you could walk away free and put it on me, goddamn right.
So is that what boys giving you shit about because you put it on?
No, hell no.
Okay.
Don't nobody even know about that. I just volunteered.
So yeah. So his cousin died.
Yeah. Prior to him dying, he told him that.
He said his lawyer him.
What's the problem? What's all this about now?
Hold on. He said his lawyer. Hold on. His lawyer came to him.
And said he can make it all go away.
I'll make it all go away if we put it on your dead cousin.
I would have did the same thing.
You would have?
Absolutely. He dead. I mean, my cousin dead. I mean,
are you a civilian?
Huh? My cousin is dead. What he gonna say?
I'm just asking a question though. Are you a civilian?
Yeah, I am.
You're a civilian?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, okay. Just had to be clear about that first.
Would you?
I thought we were all civilians, to be honest with you. But
look, would you put it on your cousin who passed away? And your cousin prior to passing away said, "Hey, nigga, when he alive, he gonna take a charge for your ass? Cause he won't let nothing happen to you. He'd rather take the charge than you." If he told me that before he died, and we actually spoke that shit up into existence, and he actually ended up passing away in whatever going on.
He didn't say that. He said.
Well, I'm just making a scenario of what I heard.
Okay. No, he didn't. He didn't say they talked
about. Yes, he did. He said in the video. He said my cousin said that. Yeah, if you something about putting it on him. But he said before he died.
After, listen to him. He said it after he died. He said he specifically said,
"Pull us over. I have a gun." Why are we going through the court process? And so we caught no gun cases. 2 died.
He died.
My lawyer said, well, I can make everything go away if it was Tremell's. After he had passed, I had a talk with him. What to say? Say, I take all the charges you got. If you could walk away free.
Man, the man was dead, man. What's the problem, man? I'm gonna do the same shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. You gonna do the same shit. Anybody watching this gonna do the same shit. Well, I don't see the problem. My cousin passed, and they can't ask him shit. What they gonna ask him?
Yeah,
they asking me.
Yeah. No. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go back to the attorney. He said his attorney
that's the down there. He should have got all his money. Shit, fuck that. I'm goddamn
So the attorney brought this to him and said, "Hey, go away."
Who gonna ask him? No goddamn body.
Yeah, but that don't mean that Tip even made a statement. That means the attorney made a deal.
The attorney made a deal.
The attorney did that.
I would have did.
The attorney brought it up.
Yeah, the attorney brought it up. He didn't bring it up. I would have did the same shit. End of story.
If my attorney came to me and said, "Hey, man, the 3 bodies you got, I can make them go away if we just put it on your brother that's dead. He been dead 5 years, and he was there on the scene with you anyway, right?"
I'm definitely doing it.
You facing life other than that, or I can just go in here and just say, "Hey, let's just put it on the dead guy."
Yeah.
You're out here doing good in your community.
Dead guy me, please. Dead guy me, please, nigga.
That's the new term. Dead
they
guy.
Can't ask the nigga. They can't ask that nigga shit. Actually, I'm speaking on behalf of his ass.
Yeah,
that's what I.
Rest in peace too, man. Rest in peace. So yeah, I guess that's what it is. Like I was confused too.
What's the problem?
Niggas
is being niggas,
But but it made me think about because this ain't the first time that's happened. Like it's a lot of niggas in the hood that walked for the same reason. You know what I'm saying? Because their attorney put something together. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to what I was about to say about the attorneys. Like a lot of these people that be saying that they snitching, it really be the attorney who gets the deal. It ain't the person telling nothing. You know what I'm saying? Unless he actually.
I think they already be knowing though. Like
yeah, that's
they already be knowing, and niggas can't. Cause I'm telling you my favorite fucking show, the First 48. Man, I watch that shit all day, every day. Man, I look at that shit. I've been looking at that shit for years. They already know. Look, they already know. They just trying to confirm with your dumb ass if what they saying is true. Yeah. Now, and then if you say, oh yeah, that's true, then you just confirm what the fuck they already knew. So how the fuck is that really telling? Like they already knew it. They just need you to say, "Oh yeah, I was there." You got what I'm saying?
Look. No. I'm gonna say that's telling. Because even if they already know, you know, maybe they don't. They may have a shell of the story. You know what I'm saying? You giving them information, helps them fill up the inside.
Yeah, that's definitely giving
so. But technically, but the lawyer gave him the idea of snitching. Hey, let's put it on the dog he bit a few times. But now the First 48. Don't it seem like that niggas ain't watching that shit or something? Like niggas ain't watching the show or something? Like, cause if niggas actually watched the show, they wouldn't do a lot of the shit they do. They wouldn't move the way they move. They wouldn't.
Niggas do watch that show. I watch that show faithfully. I know if I would commit a crime, they ain't no finding me. As soon as I'm already have my shit together. You hear me? I'm gonna be on there.
You don't watch enough 48
hours. They
gonna
try to be on my ass, but I'm gonna be out of here. Yeah. I'm gonna be out of here. I'm gonna be did my crime in the nighttime. That way it ain't no traffic. Yeah. Hit the airport, go international, and go missing. That's how you supposed
to. Now, what would you do like if you was arrested for a crime and they brought you in the interrogation room? What would you do? What was your first thing?
I've had that happen before. I stayed silent.
What did you do?
I feel like I don't know. You do know you are like, I don't know. I didn't see I don't know. What they gonna tell me I know? I've actually had that happen. They let me go because I have no information for their fuck ass. You got what I'm saying?
For sure. You're real.
And I was young and I knew better.
Yeah, you was real.
You got what I'm saying? Like niggas is just slow. It ain't that a nigga don't know better. He just slow. It's a lot of slow niggas out here that was in the autistic class on the slow bus that don't nobody know about it. Yeah. What they're called functional autistic. You can function, but you still autistic. You slow. Like certain shit, like it's common sense. You don't get it. You got what I'm saying? But you can still function in the world, but they got some
females like that too.
You got what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got some women like that too. You know, but
and it ain't even the nigga be scared. They don't know what to do. Niggas in there crying.
They be like they first time.
Mama.
Like they don't really be knowing like the consequences, to be honest.
Who gonna do that? But that's what I'm saying. You gotta be slow to be crying up in that motherfucker for your mama. Your mama is not gonna come help you. You ain't nothing your mama can do. That means you got a little boy mind. You know, you still hollering for your mama. Nigga, you done did some grown-up ass shit out here in these streets. Yeah. Then you get in there crying to mama and shit.
You done heard of somebody doing that?
Doing what?
Going in there crying about for their mama.
No, I saw it on First 48. That's real. Nigga, that's supposed to be real life, actual stories. You got what I'm saying? No filter. Nigga, that's people all around the motherfucking world.
Yeah. How you feel about the Lil Woody situation? You seen that video?
Lil Woody?
The guy who was an informant They say he's been working with the people for 11 years.
Oh, you talking about that nigga from Slime? Young Thug, them? That case, that nigga was in the interrogation room.
Yeah.
What his name is? What his name was again?
Lil Woody, or something like that.
Lil Woody, man, that nigga told instantly. He the definition of a slow nigga.
Damn.
He's slow.
That's them niggas. Them be the niggas y'all like. Niggas with tatted up, driving the Hellcat shit, and
that nigga don't want to go to prison. We really don't. Nobody want to go to prison. Shit. One time I went to jail. I was in that motherfucker crying like a motherfucker.
Oh, so
the crackheads was cussing me out.
Your ass crying for mama.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, your ass in there crying for mama.
No, I was crying. Nigga, nigga, what the fuck? Nah, I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to do none of that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, see, my first arrest was like when I was 9 years old. And
cried.
Who?
You.
Already.
At 9?
Yeah, I was already.
That's acceptable, a 9-year-old.
Well, during the time, my dad had just left my mom.
I was grown.
Yeah, when my dad had just left my mom, and you know how kids act out when when your parents separate. I was already getting into a lot of trouble, like in school and stuff like that. But I just turned it up a notch when dad left. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like extra discipline that wasn't in the house, I guess. So I just turned up. Mom would work 2 jobs. I was outside. You feel me? I actually got kicked out of College Park when I was 12 years old. They kicked me out.
Out the whole
Fulton County.
The whole city, the whole Clayco.
No, Fulton County.
Oh, Fulton County. Oh.
Fulton County, period, kicked me out of the whole county. That's how I ended up
in
Decatur on the east side. That's how I ended up on Glenwood and all that stuff. So at 12 years old, they kicked me out. I was bad as hell. I got to Decatur I was by myself. I ain't got no brothers and sisters with me. But I'm outside though. I'm still outside. I'm with the hooligans, and I'm outside. So there came a time where I had to, niggas testing me and shit or whatever. But niggas didn't know that where I just came from, nigga. That College Park was hell. We was hell in College Park. You feel me? But yeah, I had to, put my foot down out there a couple times. And, I started repping that east side. I couldn't go back to Fulton County. They wouldn't accept me. But nah, man, back to this tip shit, man.
That's terrible.
Nah, it's just my life, you feel me? But I made it through. Like I said, I done a lot where I can give back to the community now.
Right.
And I can help the at-risk youth. We got a reality show we're working on right now called Life After Indictment. Where it's a bunch of us that's been to the penitentiary. We doing like a docuseries about his life and how we give back to the community. Because it's a lot of people that I do business with that give to the community. We just do it quietly. Like we're not out here trying to be seen doing it. Just, like I gave away $10,000 worth of toys last year. YSL Woody was always. And damn, everybody, Biggs. Your cousin was on the road pushing. Hey, Big, be careful what you're saying on here, man. Listen, we ain't trying to be in nobody's courtroom now. This ain't being crazy.
He telling y'all
everything. I know everybody.
Right. I was there.
Raise my right hand, Your Honor. Slow down, Big. Slow down, Big, man. Yeah, that's my boy though. But I really think between, like I said, I'm not gonna take sides between Tip and Boosie because I grew up on both of their music. And I don't know neither one of them personally, but I've been in the room with both of them. You know what I'm saying? The same rooms. We know some of the same people, both of them. Anybody in Atlanta really, we've been in the same room before. So, and I've seen, what they've done for the community. I've seen what the kids are doing and what they're trying to do with the kids, and I'm really just kind of bringing this to light because of the kids. You feel me? You got Boosie.
I want to start doing something too, like with the kids. Oh, you know what I just did? I just signed up to be a foster home, a foster parent.
Okay.
Or foster kids and stuff like that. Because
okay,
there was a lot of kids out here that can't help their situation and they go astray, like And I want to kind of talk to them, do things with them, give them extra time, give them the talking time they need, to get stuff off their chest and let them be themselves and, stuff like that. So I just signed up for that and hopefully everything, I got to take some type of class or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to see how that works out for me.
Well, I got a homegirl that I work with. She does that. And I could probably link you together with her because she been doing that a long time. Matter of fact, I got pictures when I went to help her out with some things. She had like 5 boys she adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she would like be a neighborhood mother to the other boys.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the neighborhood or whatever. And I could probably link you with her because she know how to do all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And probably help you out with that.
Yeah, you should.
And don't forget, I got my nonprofit Low Visions Media Center, so you can always come over there and help with what we got going on.
Yeah, let me know. Shit, I'll be down for the calls.
All right, so but yeah, this is not an OG call. This is not an official OG call. I'm not saying. I'm just going by paperwork that was presented in 2007 when T.I. was arrested and convicted. And that particular case, well, no, that's my tripping. This is.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't tripping. I hold up my paperwork too. I ain't tripping. They gonna dig it up anyway if they ain't already done it. But it's as far as Tip goes in the 2007 gun case. It was his. Oh, you don't know about the bodyguard?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
I wasn't following that like that.
Okay, so let me get you up to speed. Let me get you up to speed. All right.
That's great.
There was actually a bodyguard who actually bought the guns and the silencers. All right, let's get started. During September and October 2007, one of Harris's bodyguards purchased 9 firearms for Harris at his request. The bodyguard delivered these firearms to Harris.
That's ringing a bell now about the bodyguard. Go ahead. That was a long time ago now. I be forgetting.
Right. Yeah. So the bodyguard delivered these firearms to Harris at his residence in College Park, Georgia. Harris took possession of the firearms and placed some or all of them in a hidden compartment inside a closet in his bedroom. On October 10, 2007, Harris arranged for the same bodyguards, to pick up $12,000 in cash from Harris's bank. Wait a minute. How you gonna pick up somebody else's money from a bank? Unless you did they have ATM cards like that back then? Which bodyguard? Alpha Mega?
Of course they had. Come on now. You gotta got ATM.
No, not Alpha Mega. We talked about Alpha Mega big. Go ahead, Chyna. What you say?
Yeah, of course they had cards. Nigga can pick up money from the bank. It depends on, you know what I'm saying, what type. Only thing motherfucker gotta do is say, hey, I got somebody picking up the money for me. Knowing his statute, he probably had that going on in the bank. Come on now.
Yeah, but I wouldn't let my bodyguard pick up $12,000.
They had that type relationship. They must have had that type relationship. I mean, he is bodyguard. He had to trust the nigga at least, you know what I'm saying, somehow.
Yeah,
you be my bodyguard. I gotta at least trust you a little bit. You got what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Everything you say got to be on point. Everything you do, everything you tell me, you cannot be lie to me. You cannot do shit.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna protect me.
Continue to read then. Let me continue to read then. Harris told the bodyguard to use the cash to buy machine guns for him. Later that day, the bodyguard was arrested by ATF agents after he purchased 3 machine guns for Harris, and also bought 2 silencers to deliver to Harris from the undercover ATF. So the bodyguard is buying guns from undercover ATF.
For tip.
Huh?
For tip.
410.
He was buying them.
Allegedly. The machine guns and silencers were not registered to the bodyguard or to Harris in the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Record, as would be required for a lawful purchase of machine guns and or silencers. After his arrest, the bodyguard agreed to assist the ATF. He advised the ATF agents that the machine guns were being purchased for Harris and disclosed his previous firearms purchase for Harris. So not only did he decide to work for Harris, for the ATF, the bodyguard, he even told him about a previous time when he bought it.
Yep.
So to sum it all up, Tip was actually set up.
Sound like it.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Tip was set up by the bodyguard.
By the bodyguard, yep.
Yeah.
That's what it sound like.
So, but you sound like you got that over there.
For me?
Yeah, you got that over there.
Oh, I got the munchies.
You got that what it is. Oh, I thought of that thing. Hey, so
yeah. Oh no, I got some good ass weed. This shit.
Hey, listen, man, we're gonna close this thing out. We're gonna close this thing out. Leylo, we got Big Chyna in the building, Chyna D, man.
Yep.
Say hello. Tell everybody how to follow you.
Okay, you can follow me on my IG at I'm_Chyna D. Yeah. And if you looking for stylish handbags for your woman, if your woman needs some, tell her to go to www.beyondbagsbtq.com. I got bags, belts, hats, accessories.
Show us your best bag. What kind of bags you got? Let's see
I got a few. I got a lot around here, but just some close to me. Oh, let's take a look at this one. This Louis Vuitton one here.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes in its own box, like this.
Okay. So is that the real Louis Vuitton purse?
Unfortunately, I can't. It's not.
Oh, you got a boot.
But I have a really, really, really good quality one.
Hey man, listen, man, we're gonna sell them things out.
What I'm saying?
We're gonna sell them out for you.
Bag.
Okay, with the bag.
Yes, and then this
with the big ass LV on the front. Mm-hmm. That's your best seller?
Yeah, I sell a lot of these, and
a lot of them.
Gucci one too, but it's a few of them I need to order more of, but
okay,
moving or whatever. So
yeah.
And then this has a really pretty scarf that comes with it that you can tie around the handle.
Okay.
It's got Louis Vuitton on it. It's a match.
Got Louis Vuitton purse with the Louis Vuitton bag and the Louis Vuitton box.
I have all kinds of I have accessories. I have hats. I think I'm about sold out of men hats. I don't think I want to get no more men hats, but men are my best customers.
Oh, really? So it be dudes buying them bags, giving them to the girls?
They buy their girls waist trainers, and some of them come in and buy hats and belts, and I got some belts. I got Hermes, Burberry, I got Louis Vuitton. They come in and buy hats.
Follow Big Chyna. I call her Big Chyna, but Chyna D. And I'm _Chyna D. And you got a phone number at the shop?
Oh, and the business page as well is Beyond Bags Boutique.
Okay. Beyond Bags Boutique on Instagram.
And on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook.
That's what's up. Congratulations on the new success of the business. And like I said, if you need any help with the adopted children, like I said, I got a friend. Also, my nonprofit. For those who don't know, my nonprofit, Low Visions Media Center. That's center with an RE at the end. Link will be in the description below. I already have your Instagram in the description below as well, Chyna. So y'all go check her out. Also follow me on Instagram at J Director, letter J Director. And then my other one is Director J Crowder, just CROWDER. You can also follow me on my business page at Low Visions Media Center and Low Visions Media 2.3. All of it will be in the description below. I'll also put links to the paperwork below, so you guys can check that out, man. But thank you, Chyna D, for coming through, showing love like you always do. Like, we're gonna do this every week, of course. You know, we missed last week.
That's what I was gonna say. That's them nigga days.
Them nigga days. No.
Nigga just be saying days. We have weeks.
Yeah. Rent was coming up. Rent was coming up, so I had to, had to do a double shift.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know how that go. But we back on track now, and we're gonna keep it going. Hey, you coming to the Blue Flame with me tomorrow? What's up? Shout out to all the ladies just coming.
I wanted to go Tuesday, but nobody would go with me, and then I was already like, I wasn't really feeling good, so I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. If you get that, if you can, just pull up. I got a lot of shout out to all my female friends coming with me tomorrow, man. We love the flame. That's lifestyle. You feel me? And it's a lot of females there for you guys too, and you girls. Those who like that or whatever. But I'm finna.
Not those who like that. All girls like the strip club.
I see.
They be trying to act like they don't, but they slick, dude.
See that a lot. Shout out to the flame. What that is? You got
necklaces. This would be the letter N. Well, it's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then don't forget I sell these as well. Little hearts with the chain.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's on my website. Did I say my website?
Yes, you did.
I did.
They got it.
www.beyondbagsbtq.com.
All right, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. I got a lot of editing to do tonight. I will be at the Blue Flame tomorrow. Y'all pull up. Don't come with the crazy stuff because they got their own security. They got their own security outside and inside.
Good luck with that. What's today? Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Fridays, Blue Flame Fridays.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. You know what I'm finna do? I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm driving straight to Alpharetta.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to know. All right, so
okay.
Love, man.
I'm about to keep going on and on. All right, bye.
All right. Peace.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
No, we together. What is you talking about? It's our show. It's the Leylo and Chyna show. Let's go. All right, let's go.
Bye.
Bye.